My name is Basargin, and I am working towards becoming a teacher. My emerging philosophical ideals are supported by the philosophy of both John Dewey and Henry Thoreau. My future classroom will be one of care, respect, and student-centered, supported by a democratic view on classroom behavior and student engagement. I want to give my students a voice so they feel empowered to take their education into their own hands. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. John Dewey. The key idea behind Dewey's philosophy is democratic function in classrooms, experiential learning, critical thinking skills, encouragement of students to be community-minded, be active citizens, can participate in discussion and make important decisions. Schools are anything but ideologically innocent, nor are they simply reproductive of dominant social relations and interests. Henry Thoreau. Thoreau's key ideas behind his philosophy look at student empowerment to engage with cultural power. Education should reflect social struggle, and education should be a site of power where dominant power can be challenged through knowledge and experience. These philosophical ideals resonate with three facets important within education: the Australian Professional Teacher Standards, the Alice Springs Declaration, and ACARA, the Australian Curriculum for Assessment and Reporting Agency. ITIL shares ideas with the philosophers through teachers becoming transformative intellectuals, particularly focused on teacher agency and leadership, while encouraging critical engagement of students and teachers. Promotes social justice and equity with inclusive education at the forefront of belief, and resists against equality in schools. Establishes reflective publishers and teachers, challenges dominant ideologies, and fosters critical inquiry in students through hands-on, inquiry-based learning. ITIL advocates for student voice while promoting collaborative learning environments. Student well-being is a strong focus for ITIL, and agree with Dewey's ideas of lifelong learning and students being educated as a whole person. The Alice Springs Agreement is an important declaration for Australian education, and ideals from the philosophy of Thoreau and Dewey are reflected thus. Equity and justice in the classroom environment is reflected through educational disadvantage, with the Indigenous people's education, and through the education reform and reconciliation around this disadvantage. Democratic engagement has a strong focus in the Declaration through civic participation, empowering a student voice and ethical responsibility. The Declaration encourages critical reflection, creativity, and informed debate, linking to critical thinking and inquiry-based learning. Education of the whole child is a shared ideal of the Declaration and John Dewey's through the spectrum of holistic development with intellectual, social, emotional, and ethical spheres of growth. ACARA shares philosophical principles relating to Dewey and Thoreau through general capabilities. They are reflective of the critical and creative thinking, ethical understanding, intellectual understanding, and social and personal capabilities. Some strategies I would like to implement on continuing my career introspective of these ideals. We start with the holistic development of a whole child approach, ensuring the classroom is a safe and comforting environment to encourage optimal learning. Through collaborative student-centered classroom engagement, students would have a voice, make decisions, and develop an understanding of community. Promote critical thinking through inquiry-based learning and informed debates. Engaged with relevant societal issues to inform and empower students to act for the betterment of themselves and society. Though these philosophies are part of my growth mindset towards a pedagogical philosophy of my own, I fully intend to be aware of other philosophical contributions that could benefit my pedagogy in my classroom, albeit my future students. Thank you for listening.